So that was the initial spark, but the next step was a gentleman by the name of Terry Sebesta. We were business friends through the National Vehicle Leasing Association. He introduced me to a gentleman by the name of George Klinke. So it was after I'd done this meeting in Dallas. George and I went to lunch, and we just kind of brainstormed and chatted. He was having challenges in the industry, I was having challenges, and we decided at that lunch, hey, I said, I'm going to go to this thing called the NABD, National Association of Buy Here, Pay Here Dealers. I'm going to meet up with this guy named Ken Shilson. I'm going to set up a booth and just talk to people while I'm there. Would you join me? And he said, yeah. So he went there to help me and also do networking to get another job. And we agreed on that, and that was great. So we go there, and I had a chance to spend some one time with Ken Shilson. And Ken Shilson, as many of you know, he's a CPA. He had over 500 Buy Here, Pay Here dealer clients. And so we had a lot of interesting discussions early on. So my question to him is leasing, the leasing model a good idea? And if so, why? And at the end of that interaction with Ken, I had multiple golden nuggets of why the lease model was potentially a really good idea in this space. Number one was Ken explained to me something that I, of course, never heard of, something called a related finance company. If you get to any kind of volume with a Buy Here, Pay Here operation, you need to have two companies to avoid something called phantom income, which everybody on this tape probably knows what that is. So I said, wow, that's interesting. You have to go through that whole gyration just to avoid the upfront tax. Whereas at a lease, if you buy a car for $5,000 and sell it for $10,000, there's no issue. The lessor only makes income on the revenue as it's received, instead of month to month or week to week, as opposed to having to pay income tax on that amount and try to hide it through related finance companies and such. Not hide it, but defer it legally. So anyway, that was interesting. Also, in this model, the dealer would be the lessor, and therefore they're entitled to depreciation benefits that are not available to a Buy Here, Pay Here dealer. So that was a big plus. Also, Ken made it clear that there's many states that you pretty much on Buy Here, Pay Here have to pay all the tax up front, sales tax. And in some states you can't get it back if the guy goes bad or it's a first payment default, you just can't even get it back. We're on leasing in 32 states. I had known this from my other company. There's 32 states where sales tax is paid month to month or week to week on the payment. A big savings for many people. So we had the income tax benefits, you don't have to set up a related finance company, sales tax benefits. It's sounding pretty good. So that was a good interaction, certainly with Ken Shilson.